Ẹ̀bà mi kí ilé mi mo ti kẹ́sọ̀ jáde.
Community.
Ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ kí agbára ra.
Community.
Òṣùṣù ọwọ́ kí erí kan ra.
Community.
Unity in diversity.
Community.
Okun ilé mi.
Community.
Dr. Grace Aduke Abiola Gunwa. My maiden name, of course, is Okosi. I was born on the 9th of March, 1943. I was born in Zaria. I started school early because I was the last in a family of 5. I grew up to meet 5 of us. And those deaths had taken all of them, and now the last and the only child surviving. Because I was the last, well, I'm still the last anyway. Others were in school, so I would remember my mother would say I would run and follow my immediate senior brother, go to school, they put me on the table there because the teacher realized I love school. But of course, in those days, you have to put your hand across your head, from the head even to the ear. So I was so tiny, my hand would not go in there, but I would just sit on the table and do what others were doing until when my hand barely touched my ears. So I was sitting at class. So I started school fairly early, at least as compared with when others start school in those days. My father, I grew to know him to be a radio worker. So he used to go on, they call it go online, whatever that means. I later got to do that. It's the exact type of tours. You go from one station to the other, whether fixing railway lines or repairing railway lines. My mother was a homemaker and she was into small business. Like I said, I started my school in Zaria, where I was born, St. George's. And when my father retired, in 1952, he was such that he loved his home place, Ayere, in regional local government area. So my father decided he was coming home. So we moved. Those days, no rules, no Gunwa to river. Remember, the state, Ibaru and all those places then. So when we got to Lokoja, my father decided he was going to settle in Lokoja and then complete his building in Ayere before we moved in. So because of education anyway, his love that his children should be educated, I continued my school in the MA school, Kabawa in Lokoja. And there I finished to 57 when I was in standard 6 there. But unfortunately, I lost my father. My father went in for, he was a Jehovah's Witness. He went in for their annual convention. And it was during that program he died. And of course I had to be returned to Zaria, where my eldest brother, the first of the family, resided. And that was why I finished primary school, became back in St. George's. While in primary school, I remember there are some seniors who used to knock us on the head. Then some bigger ones. I remember very clearly that the current Leguri of Lokoja were together in school then. Of course, then which I remember of again is that in those days the Kabawa Primary School did not end up in primary 6. So we have to stop in primary 4 because that's what it was then. And we've continued at the mission school in town, Crowther. The Crowther is not the Crowther of now, it's the old Crowther by the old market, Lokoja. That was why some of us moved into Crowther, some moved into Koto, and some other schools. But I finished. I moved into Crowther because my parents were still in Lokoja. And then when they died in 57, I was moved to join my eldest brother. There I finished primary school in Ghana.
Okun ilé mi.
Okun community.
To get into a secondary school, of course, then you have to do the exams, things like now too. And then I started at Queen of Apostles College, Kakuri Kodila. That was where I finished my secondary school, and then proceeded to Queen Elizabeth School, Ilorin, for my higher school certificate. And thereafter, moved into the Ahmadu Bello University to further my education. In Ahmadu Bello University, I read zoology. And when I graduated in 71, when I graduated, there was a need for teachers, particularly science teachers then. But I don't have a flair for teaching. I just didn't like teaching. And because we have neighbors around my brother's house who spoke about vacancies in the Ministry of Agriculture. And then I said, I would rather work in the ministry than be a classroom teacher. Got a job in the Ministry of Agriculture then. And then, fortunately for me, when I was interviewed, there was a vacancy for a woman in agriculture, somebody to head a woman in agriculture. And I was so much interested in mixing with people, and because of course I didn't like teaching, I just got interested in the job I wanted to do. And so I would go out in the evening with, relate with the women farmers. Of course, they call that home economics extension in agriculture. Relate with women farmers and so on. More or less learning on the field, as it were. And that's how I continued my job in the Ministry of Agriculture. And later, because I really needed the academic qualification to make me really fit into my job, I applied to the University of Ife then to do a master's in agricultural extension. And I did both my master's and my PhD in Ife. My master's when it was University of Ife, and my PhD when it was University of University. The Kwara State government then started a grains production company. And to the glory of God, I was found as competent to handle that place. And I managed the grains production company for some couple of months before State was created.
Life is a journey full of twists, turns and stress. Tomorrow may be uncertain. Take insurance today and be secure.
Yes, an insurance cover is all you need to secure a better tomorrow. Your business, personal life, child education, motor vehicle and properties all need insurance. Visit an insurance company or broker today and get your insurance cover. Insurance guarantees peace of mind. A message from the Nigerian Insurers Association, NIA.
Take insurance today and be secure.
The creation of state, I was appointed the sole administrator of the Junior Local Government area, and the tenure was just lasted for about 3 months. Immediately after, I returned to my office in the Ministry of Agriculture, and was thereafter, by the grace of God, appointed the managing director of the Agro-Allied Investment Company. The Agro-Allied is a pool of all the agricultural outfits from Kwara State and Benue, because of course it's Kogi State. It's evolved from part of Kwara and Kogi. Thereafter, the military took over. I started an NGO. I stayed on with the NGO, Rural Poverty Alleviation, because I have worked in government. I'm, by the grace of God, an extension worker. By the grace of God, I related with farmers in the field for so many years. And I decided, and I've seen a lot of the challenges of farmers and farmers' wives. So when I came up with that NGO, it offered me the opportunity of working, relating more with farm families. Then there was this advice from the United Nations. They wanted to appoint people to do some rural work. And I applied to the glory of God. I was given the appointment, and I was requested. They requested me to stay whether I would want to work in Abuja or Kogi State. Oh, of course, in Ekogite. And I love my state. I said I would prefer to work in Kogi State. So I was posted to Kogi State as the state monitoring advisor to the United Nations programs, and that involves so many ministries, working with so many ministries directly relating with poverty alleviation. There are so many challenges. We are not where we are basically because of ourselves. The moment we begin to recognize ourselves as being Oku people, the hardworking people, the people who can make it, and we begin to see it in others and encourage them to get there, rather than say the spirit of, if I don't get there, if I'm not there, nobody else should be there, then we'll be able to move on and move on positively and very fast. God has endowed us with very good land, fertile land. The government is not even looking our area. Of course, like I said, if you call your thing, your calabash, the one for thrash, everybody will treat it as trash, and that's what we are suffering. But if we recognize ourselves, this thing, I'm entitled to it, I must go out to get it. And if I don't get it, as long as another Oku person can get it, I'll give that person the support. Let them bring it to Oku land. Believe you me, within a short time, you'll see remarkable development in Oku land. But I'm still praying that we get there someday. We are not united enough to recognize our God-given qualities, ability to do things. Look, I tell you, if an Oku, are you now saying that we don't have, if an Oku man is made a minister today, he will make a lot of change. But minister of who? For who? That's the thing. Because if there is that love for the community, wherever you are, you remember home. You remember your people. Look, there are deep deposits, great deposits of minerals in Oku land. What government has come into Kogi and have an eye into what is there? Thank God, Dangote is there, yes. But I go to Obajana. What would you say our people? When I mean Oku now, I mean the Oworos are part of us. Is it the road? Is it water? Is it electricity? Small as Dangote, as small as Obajana is, these things are not there.
Life is a journey full of twists, turns and stress. Tomorrow may be uncertain. Take insurance today and be secure.
Yes, an insurance cover is all you need to secure a better tomorrow. Your business, personal life, child education, motor vehicle and properties all need insurance. Visit an insurance company or broker today and get your insurance cover. Insurance guarantees peace of mind. A message from the Nigerian Insurers Association, NIA.
Take insurance today and be secure.
I mean, look at the College of Agriculture. When I was in NAPEP, I paid a visit to the College of Agriculture. This is the College of Agriculture I used to hear when we went to Kwara. I paid a visit to that place. It was like a caricature of its own self. The land is there, very vast. Almost all their machineries are broken and equipments are broken down. The one for processing cereals, the one for oil processing, and I kept asking questions. There's a limit we could do in NAPEP. So I just advised them to organize themselves into cooperative, organize the people into who would come and utilize these things into cooperative, so that through NAPEP we can give them loan to revive some of this equipment and bring in people from outside to make use of them. Why should they rot? So the facilities are there in the College of Agriculture, Kaba. But who is turning around to say, do you even have one there? Can't it be made a campus of any of our universities, federal or state? College of Education, when is it coming up? So some of the times you just feel, is government doing lip service when it comes to Oku issue? The question is better answered by you asking me now. That if the government had focused on some of the God-given things there, like I said, mineral resources, like I said, the vast land, I think our people would have been better off. I'll tell you when I was in NAPEP, I just talked about when I was in the UNDP, what I did with the College of Agriculture. When I was in NAPEP, there was this need for cassava processing. The Korean government wanted to give us cassava processing, and I realized that around, and particularly in Oku area, I realized a large chunk of area cassava processing around, Yamoye, Bokpen, Egbeda, Ege, and so on. And an institution, a big institution just coming up with no facilities to make the place up. And we made inquiries and they were ready to give us the place. Do you know I left NAPEP now with about 3-4 years? That place, the Korean government was ready to produce the equipment. All they required from Kogi State is light, right? Road, and believe you me, just sincerely, that project is yet to take off. 6 years gone. It's they are working on it today. Oh yeah, the last I think I heard about it was that maybe the government wants to pay counterpart fund for this and that. Other state government would have taken that up, and I wonder if it is in some other parts of the state, maybe it could have taken up better, faster. But you see, we have sons and daughters around that place. The kind of thing when I said kini itiwan temini, you will know how to handle it. Nope, not many people are looking at it as kini temini. Otherwise, it could have taken off long before now. If that processing, cassava processing facilities outfit is working, we will not be talking about processing of cassava around that place. Every community and the road, if the roads are good, the requirements from the from NAPEP, that's federal government and the Korean government is the provision of road and electricity. Road, so that cassava assets to the equipment, cassava raw materials can be brought from all the cassava growing communities into the. Up to now, it has not taken off.
Life is a journey full of twists, turns and stress. Tomorrow may be uncertain. Take insurance today and be secure.
Yes, an insurance cover is all you need to secure a better tomorrow. Your business, personal life, child education, motor vehicle and properties all need insurance. Visit an insurance company or broker today and get your insurance cover. Insurance guarantees peace of mind. A message from the Nigerian Insurance Association, NIA.
Take insurance today and be secure.
Because if that place is taken seriously by the government throughout the year, is it that the land is not available? No, the land is available. When we were in Kwara, irrigation was going on there all through the dry season. What stops it? What stops such agricultural activity to continue now? You know, occasionally you just find houses coming, you know, using their hose to get water. Government is doing nothing. And of course, what says that electricity cannot be generated from that side? That will benefit the whole state. Who is to lift the finger? That's again the problem. That whole area is left without the correct attention that should be given to it, and it's sad. It's very sad. It's just like the mineral resources that I said. They all litter all over the place, but government is not taking the advantage. The request to be so compacted that it will be such that our whole situation will turn. Like you have just said, you've observed the Omi Dam. This is a federal government's baby. Federal government is doing nothing. It used to be Ministry of Agriculture and whatever. Then it was pushed into water resources. Whichever ministry, as long as enough money is put into that place to revive it, a lot will be done. They can dam the place and generate electricity. They can open up the land for farmers all over. Do you know that some farmers could come as far as Isonlu, all those places, even Mopa, to come and acquire land there? Because the land is available. Several hectares of land. Omi Dam, like I've just told you, the issue of mineral resources, we have them. And federal government should do something about that. I'm not even talking about the state government now. Federal government should step into Kogi State and look at the mineral resources we have in Okuland. Like I said earlier, I worked with the United Nations as the State Program Monitoring Advisor in Kogi State, and I worked with NAPEP. These different agencies, organizations, have enabled me work directly with the women. There is virtually no community that I cannot, no local government in Okuland. I cannot mention 6 to 7 communities that have benefited from our programs, either in the area of processing one type of crops or the other, production, the clearing of land, and enable them to and into those who go into small businesses that we have given small loans. I've also mentioned that I have an NGO, Rural Poverty Alleviation Scheme. We go into microfinancing and women and youth development. And apart from that, my personal self in my community, to the glory of God, that we have light in Ayere today, it's by my efforts, and of course there are quite a number which I rather want to keep to myself, right? But I mentioned that of electricity, which is an effort, in the area where the state government had given us a transformer, and then we pull our resources together to make sure that we have light in Ayere. That we, through my efforts, particularly through these agencies and my NGOs, because given borehole water, because water sometimes can be very, very serious. Drinking potable water in our communities in Okuland can be very, very serious. Most of the time, people resort to the streams and the wells, and giving series of boreholes to communities. So it's either through personal effort, through my NGO, or through, by the grace of God, the various organizations I've worked with. That is NAPEP and the UNDP program as a state program monitoring advisor that are focused directly on rural development, particularly the area of youth and women. In those days, the saying is that education is the main thing. We go after education. The farmer, the palm wine tapper, the whatever you can lay your hands on, it's like parents compete among themselves to make sure they send their children to school. Whatever you do, you make the effort to send your children to school. And these children come out to be, they face their studies and they come out with very good results to make you proud. But nowadays, education is going to come at us in open land because the youths, in fact, the other day I was just asking somebody, what do you do? Asking you, what do you do? Say, I'm a politician. Politics is not a profession. I'm telling you, I'm a politician. Politics, as far as is concerned, is a profession. But that shouldn't be. There must be a reawakening, a re-education. There must be, if you say youths, there's no employment. The question I ask myself, are some of them really interested in being employed? Are some of them really genuinely interested in being employed? They rather want to stay in the village and roam around. Yes, I know there are some who are genuinely interested in helping themselves, in securing job, right? And doing something very, very good for themselves and their families. But there are still some who would rather take a friend's bicycle, ride around, make a lot of problems in the village and so on. So there's need for reorientation. There is need for re-education. Putting our priorities right in local land. And getting the girls to know that this is no area of just have children without responsible fathers to take care of them. The man and the woman must work together to make a home and to make a home work.
Away from home, across all the globe. Community. Ẹ̀bà mi kí ilé mi mo ti kẹ́sọ̀ jáde. Community. Ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ kí agbára ra. Community. Òṣùṣù ọwọ́ kí eríkọ̀ ra. Community. Unity in diversity. Community. Okun ilé mi. Okun.
My name is Mike Dr. Lobayo, the Obaro of Kabak.
Okun ilé mi. Okun.